This is GT Academy Masterclass. This week, the GT Academy alumni undergo qualifying in the final round of the Blancpain Endurance Series at the Nurburgring. Wolfgang Rape, Florian Strauss, Michael Faeser and Nick McMillan attempt to get to the front of the grid as they chase the team championship crown. But before the drivers take to the circuit, we see how they prepare for the test of the Nurburgring in the simulator at Silverstone's NISMO lab. When NISMO athletes aren't racing around the world, they're able to utilise the state-of-the-art facilities at Silverstone's NISMO lab to prepare for their upcoming events. Today, the drivers practice the circuit in preparation for the forthcoming Nurburgring 1000.
The circuit laps are incredibly realistic. There's no better way actually of learning the track other than actually going to the track and driving around it. So it gives them a really good idea.
The simulator is an opportunity to improve the driver's knowledge of the Nurburgring track so they can utilise the limited time they have on track before qualifying.
To the track, we actually know where we have to brake, the lines we need to take, the curbs we need to be careful with.
Get all the details from the tracks, braking points, turning points, and it's very useful too. It's pretty accurate.
Simulator's actually got live data on it as well. Predominantly, we'll look at wheel speed, steering inputs, brake pressure and throttle pressure through the corners. And we can actually overlay traces of the guys against one another so we can get a direct comparison between the driving styles and try and adjust the chaps if they're a bit slower than the others in particular corners.
Your gears are a little different in some places. Which I was going to say, but then when you went so much quicker, I thought, well, actually, there's probably not much point in saying it. Both the other guys were in second at the first corner, whereas you were in first.
Yeah, first.
The chicane, the last chicane, Florian goes into first, where you were second.
To win a race, it's not about just one guy being fast. The faster guy has to help the others, so we'll be faster in a group, and in that way you can have a good result.
Having familiarised themselves with the track, the drivers head to Nurburgring, where they will put their training into practice. The drivers travel to Germany to compete in the final event of the Blancpain Endurance Series. The Nurburgring, based in the mountains of the Rhineland, is famed for its inclement weather conditions.
You can look for the forecast, but in the end, it doesn't change anything. It can be everything at all times, so it changes pretty quickly here. Can be from dry to foggy, wet, and even sometimes snow.
Big challenge, 1,000 Ks around the infamous Nurburgring circuit. So yeah, can't wait to get going.
1,000-kilometre races are held on the Southern Grand Prix circuit, though the full loop is still used for the Nurburgring 24 hours. The circuit will no doubt test the 6 drivers competing in Team RJN's 2 cars. The GT Academy 2013 winners, Florian, Miguel and Nick, are racing in the final race of their debut season in the Blancpain Endurance Series. The group of talented gamers turned racers are still vying for the team championship in their Pro-Am class.
In the Drivers' Championship, we cannot win it, I'm afraid. We've already just missed that point. But in the teams, we are 4th and we could still win it.
The last race in the championship, where we of course hope to maybe make the impossible possible and win the championship.
To the teams, it's still possible if our car wins the category, and if that happens, would be awesome.
The amateur drivers have a chance to practice before qualifying to further build on the knowledge they built on the simulator. Winning the team's championship is still a possibility, but they face tough competition.
Yeah, our main competitors here this weekend is the number 90 Ferrari, the black car. That's leading the championship at the moment. And also the BMW, the RAL car. Yeah, they're our main competition, and we've just gone ahead of them in the practice. So yeah, you know, the car's looking quick, and yeah, let's just look forward to the race and keep our fingers crossed.
Joining the amateurs in the Pro-Am class are professional drivers Alex Buncombe, Japanese driver Katsumaya Chiyo, and 2012 GT Academy winner Wolfgang Repp. Two of the three will be in car 35.
In this race, I have a pretty good lineup. I'm going to be with Wolfgang and Chiyo-san. So my orders are just to do some consistent laps and let them do the rest of their job.
The three remaining drivers will line up in car 80.
Yeah, I'm driving with Alex Buncombe. He will probably do the start. He's the most experienced driver. And I'm sharing with Nick, the American winner, and we'll see in which order we two will go after Alex.
The pro drivers in each car play an integral role in the success of their team.
A pro in a Pro-Am car is as fast as a pro in a pro car. So a Pro-Am car could actually get pole position, for example. But obviously once the AMs get in, then it'll slightly fall away from the all-pro lineups. The purpose of our pros is to give the benefit of their experience to our GT Academy winners. And they do that through looking at the data, through looking at the onboard camera, through conversations, even getting in and out of the car, specific bits of information.
You don't need to go any quicker than that in the race. It's good.
Yeah. A bit more mid-corner understeer is safe, but not too bad. Yeah. Traction is still good. And now when it starts raining, it's still not too bad. Just there's a little slide going into the Marais, but it's pretty predictable, I would say. Good, it's good.
And it's that transfer of knowledge from our pro to our AMs which brings the Nissan GT Academy guys up more to a higher level every year.
All the cars are fitted with V-Box technology, not only feeding back telemetry to the pits, but video footage of the driver in action as well that can be reviewed to aid performance.
They can produce some outstanding laps that we can then overlay their telemetry with, and they can learn an awful lot from their mentors. So Alex Buncombe, Wolfgang Repp and Chiyo are great people to learn because they've got a lot of experience already.
The Nurburgring is the home track for German GT Academy 2013 winner Florian Strauss, and his experience will be very helpful to the team this weekend.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more experienced than the other guys here. Did a couple of VLN races this year and, of course, the 24 hours Nürburgring. So I like the track, it's a nice flow, and yeah, it seems that our car also works fine here.
With the experience of the team's win last year, Alex Buncombe is aware of what needs to be done to have a successful race weekend.
You know, everything's got to go extremely smoothly. You know, us as drivers have got to, you know, we've got to do our thing. You know, we're the guys behind the wheel actually doing the job. But, you know, saying that, you know, the car's got to stand up to it, and you know, I'm sure it will. It's been extremely reliable all season. Both my teammates, Nick and Florian, have been driving extremely well recently. So, you know, there's no reason why we can't have a really good result here in Nürburgring.
Both Alex Buncombe and Wolfgang Repp had a successful year in the Nürburgring 1000 2013, winning the team's Pro-Am Championship.
It's the second time here. I did this race last year. It feels more home, actually. Yeah, I'm feeling good. The track is nice, it's nice to race. I'm more comfortable now, less pressure.
There may not be as much pressure this year for Wolfgang, but there is for 2013 GT Academy winners Florian, Miguel and Nick.
These guys have got a lot of pressure on their shoulders. You know, they know what we did here last season. So, but you know, as ever, these guys are real race drivers. So, you know, I've got my faith there in them, and you know, let's hope they get the job done.
The drivers have now had a chance to familiarise themselves with the track. It's time to put that training into practice and fight for a solid grid position in qualifying. Track local Florian knows all too well the importance of a good grid position.
Qualification is really important, even in a 6-hour race. You know, if you start at the front, you're always a little bit more out of the trouble, especially for the first turn. But it's also, when you're quite far behind in the pack, you're losing already lots of time in the first laps.
Qualifying is underway. It's all going so well for car 80.
Alex is absolutely flying right now. We're up to, I think, 4th place right now, and he keeps pushing through and getting more spots.
Alex qualified second in the Pro-Am class. Wolfgang is out first for car 35, and after Alex's great efforts, he's keen to impress.
I lost 100% of the front brakes, so nothing much we can do to slow down the car. So I just went straight in the wall.
Qualifying for us was rather mixed. Wolfgang went into the gravel and he then drove it back, but it was too badly damaged really to continue. Had done a good time, but whether it can keep that grid place without two of its drivers, I don't know yet.
Luckily, Wolfgang posted a quick time before his crash, and Team RGN qualified second and third in class. They'll start the race in 13th and 14th on the grid. Next time in GT Academy Masterclass, the mechanics of Team RGN have a long night ahead of them to repair car 34.5 before the start of the race. And the Nurburgring weather lives up to its reputation as rain sweeps across the circuit. But that keeps one pro driver happy at least.
I really do enjoy the wet, so, you know, bring on the rain.